Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of running your own retreat. Hi and welcome back to the show. My name is Mark Leruste and today I want to talk to you about what I wish I had known before I ran my own retreat in 2015 when I took 10 individuals over to Morocco to focus on their business, on their career change perspective, so they could get real about their big quest for 2015. Now over the years I've been getting a few questions around how did I actually do it, and it just so happens that my colleague Rebecca Tracey from The Uncaged Life reached out to me and asked if I could contribute to this project that she's doing around helping people run their first retreats. So I asked her to send me her questions so I could record this and share this with you so that it could benefit everyone. Question number 1. What do you wish you knew about running retreats before you did your first one? Well, without a doubt, the first thing that I would recommend anyone thinking about running a retreat is that lead the retreat with someone else. Don't do it on your own. Although I was very fortunate to have people around me who helped me out, like Lorna Morris, who designed the workbook of the retreat and helped out with lots of logistical stuff as well as Rio Malik, who helped out with a bunch of stuff as well and came and did all the yoga teaching. I did the whole week, holding the week, facilitating the week, coaching on my own, and I definitely would not recommend you do that. The other thing I wish I'd known is that actually they're a lot of fun. Running a retreat is one of the best things I've ever done in terms of my career. It was a culmination of all my passions in one single event. Question number 2, what surprised you about your first retreat? Probably that people showed up. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but I had this big, crazy idea of running this retreat. I wanted to go to Morocco and have people serve, do some yoga, do some coaching workshops, connect over food and go for walks and so forth. And I had no idea if anyone was going to show up. And I sold out. I had 10 people coming out with me to Morocco, and that was one of the biggest surprises I had. Another thing that really surprised me is that the very first ticket that I sold, all I did was using a free app on my phone and put a few text on it, designed this really quick flyer, posted it in my newsletter, and I sold. I didn't even have a venue, I didn't even know what I was going to talk about, and yet I sold a ticket. And that really showed me that actually when you land on something that people want or need, you've got yourself a business. Question number 3. Did anything go wrong on your retreat that you could have planned better for? I don't know if anything went wrong. Actually, it went pretty amazingly well. I can't think of anything that went wrong, surprisingly. If anything, I wish that I could have planned to have some support on the site, as in like either having an assistant on the retreat or definitely having a co-leader, as I mentioned earlier on. That's the one thing that I would just change. I would never go off and do a retreat on my own again. Question number 4. What's your best advice for marketing and selling your retreats? Now, I've been helping quite a few people on this very specific point around how to market and sell your event. The first thing you've got to get really clear about is, what is this retreat? What is it that people are going to get out of it? What is it trying to tackle? What's the pain point that it's addressing? Whether that's wellness reset, or how to start your business, or how to learn how to pitch your story, or how to find the perfect dream job for you. It has to be something specific that people understand. If you try and be everything for everyone, you're going to struggle so hard to sell your retreat. The other thing I always focus on is, what is the landing page that people arrive on, and what is it saying? Your message is going to be really clear, in line with what I just spoke about. It's got to be super simple, super clear. People need to understand what is it you're tackling. And last but not least, you've got to make sure you give yourself enough time to sell your tickets. I was a little bit crazy. I managed to sell out in less than 2 months. I do not recommend you give yourself that runway. I would give anything between 3 to 6 months minimum for you to sell out a retreat, and maybe sometimes 6 months is a bit too long, but you want to give yourself enough time to sell your tickets. And the last question is, any other words of wisdom for aspiring retreat leaders? Yes, do it. I know it sounds super scary. I know there's loads of logistical questions. How am I going to find a venue? Where am I going to find the people? Are anyone going to show up? All these things are so natural to feel. The one thing I would give you as a final tip of advice is that I didn't put down really any money before I sold my tickets. Meaning, I had an idea, I had a concept, I came up with the dates, I came up with the location, and then I started selling tickets. Once you start selling your tickets, you know that people are going to start showing up, so you can start paying suppliers. Because the mistake that I did on the second time was actually, I put the money down before I even sold any tickets. And it just so happens that was last year, and with the terrorist attacks in Paris, people freaked out and didn't really want to come. And the other frank thing is that I didn't sell the market at all. I was too busy trying to raise funds for the Movember Foundation as I was country manager, so I just did not spend any time in marketing and selling. So it cost me over £1,500. I lost £1,500 because of that. So if I could give you one final piece of advice, is that do not spend any money before you validated your concept of your retreat. Be it to have people who sign up as an interest. You could put out a feeder saying, hey, I'm launching this retreat. It's going to be in October on these dates in this location. We're going to do this. If you're interested to be the first person to find out about it, here's your email below. And then people start giving their emails. So you've already got a warm, hot list of leads that you can contact. If no one's responding to that, you're probably going to struggle to sell your tickets. And of course, like anything in life or in business, there are no rules. Make them up as you go along. Here are just a few tips, and I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for watching the video. As always, if you enjoyed it, share it with someone who you think could use a little bit of help on how to run the first retreat. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, that will make my day. And until next time, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time to take action.